Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we're all about leveling up inside and out. Today we're diving deep into what really makes you attractive, beyond the mirror and straight into the stuff that lasts. If you're ready to unlock your best self, stick around. This one's going to shift your perspective. Before we jump in, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and tap that bell so you never miss a beat. Let's grow this community together. Now let's get into it. Section 1. The power of appeal in shaping your destiny. There's an unspoken truth that ripples through every corner of human existence. Those who possess an undeniable allure seem to glide through life with opportunities laid at their feet. Whether it's the ease of forming meaningful relationships or the subtle nod of approval in professional circles, the magnetic pull of attractiveness, however you define it, casts a wide net of influence. On the flip side, those who don't naturally radiate this quality often find themselves overlooked, their potential buried beneath superficial judgments. It's a harsh reality, but one we can't ignore. The way you present yourself to the world shapes the paths available to you. Consider the words of icons like Muhammad Ali, who once said, "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was." His confidence wasn't just bravado, it was a form of attractiveness that transcended physicality, compelling people to take notice. Ali understood that appeal isn't solely about a chiseled jawline or a perfect smile. It's about the energy you project, the belief you instill in others simply by owning who you are. This is the secret sauce that turns heads and opens doors, whether you're stepping into a boardroom or sparking a conversation with someone new. Yet, for every person who seems to effortlessly command attention, there are countless others who feel invisible, passed over for promotions, sidelined in social settings, or dismissed without a second glance. Society doesn't pause to mourn their exclusion. It marches forward, rewarding those who shine brightest. The good news? This isn't a life sentence. Attractiveness isn't a fixed trait carved into your DNA. It's a skill, a craft you can hone with intention and practice, no matter where you're starting from. That's where this journey begins. In the next few minutes, I'm going to guide you through a transformation that flips the script on how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. If this sparks something in you, drop a like and comment "Ignite," because by the end of this you'll feel the shift. People will sense it too. Suddenly they'll be vying for your attention, saying, "Hey, I want in on this," or "Let me stand out with you." The power to captivate isn't reserved for the chosen few, it's yours to claim. Section 2. The magnetic force of charisma and connection. In the grand theater of human interaction, it's not the flawless face that steals the show, it's the soul that sparkles through words and presence. Picture this: someone of modest appearance, perhaps not the type to grace magazine covers, but armed with a quick wit and a warm demeanor, can easily outshine a stunning figure who stumbles over small talk. I'd wager that an ordinary individual with a knack for engaging conversation ranks a solid 9 out of 10, while a breathtaking beauty with nothing to say barely scrapes by at a 5. For those who see beyond the surface, charisma and the ability to connect are the true currencies of attraction. Think about the disappointment that stings the deepest. You spot someone across the room, their allure pulling you in like a moth to a flame. You build them up in your mind. Surely they're as fascinating as they are striking. But then they speak, and the illusion shatters. As Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." A dull or disrespectful exchange can tarnish even the most radiant exterior, leaving you wondering why you bothered in the first place. That's the letdown that lingers, an outer shell of promise undone by an inner void. On the flip side, a vibrant personality can elevate anyone into a league of their own. The way you carry a conversation, listening intently, weaving humor, showing genuine respect, acts like a spotlight, illuminating your best qualities. It's not just about filling silence. It's about creating moments that resonate, that make others feel seen and valued. Oprah Winfrey, a master of connection, built an empire not on looks alone, but on her ability to draw people in with her words and empathy. That's the kind of power you can cultivate, turning every interaction into an opportunity to shine. For those who don't lean on physical gifts, the stakes are higher, but so is the reward. If you're not the type to stop traffic with a glance, your mission is to triple down on what's within your control. your charm, your intellect, your ability to leave a lasting impression. Don't be the person who fumbles through talks like a background character spouting rehearsed lines. Instead, craft a presence that commands attention, not through volume but through depth. If this resonates, hit that like button and comment "Spark," because you're about to become the one others can't stop talking about. Section 3. The trifecta of charm: words, wit, and assurance. There's a trio of traits that can elevate your allure to heights no mirror alone can reflect. The art of communication, the gift of humor, and the quiet strength of confidence. These are the threads that weave a tapestry of attraction far more enduring than a fleeting glance. Strip these away, and even the most striking features lose their luster, leaving you diminished in the eyes of those who once looked your way. Regardless of how you rate your own appearance, neglecting this trifecta is a gamble you can't afford to take. It's the difference between being memorable and being forgotten. Imagine the scene. Someone's caught your eye, or you've caught theirs. The air hums with potential as they steal glances, curiosity flickering in their gaze. Then you open your mouth and the moment teeters on a knife's edge. As the great communicator Winston Churchill once noted, "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." If your words stumble into nonsense, or your tone lacks the spark of genuine engagement, that spark of interest fizzles out. Don't let a golden opportunity at the coffee shop or the gym slip away because you couldn't back up your presence with substance. Humor, too, is a superpower in this equation. It's not about rehearsed one-liners, but the ability to dance with the moment, lightening the mood, showing you don't take yourself too seriously. Pair that with confidence, not arrogance, but the steady assurance of someone who knows their worth, and you've got a recipe that draws people in like moths to a flame. Serena Williams, a titan in sports and life, once said, "I don't like to lose at anything, yet I've grown most not from victories, but setbacks." Her poise and playful resilience amplify her appeal far beyond the court. That's the kind of magnetism you can build step by step. For everyone, but especially for those who rely solely on their exterior, this is a wake-up call. A polished surface might open the door, but it's the richness within that keeps it ajar. If your charm is skin-deep, you'll attract only those chasing shadows, temporary admirers who'll vanish when the novelty fades. True connection demands more, a spirit that shines brighter than any facade. If this strikes a chord, drop a like and comment "Glow," because you're about to wield a power that turns heads and hearts alike. Section 4. Beyond the mirror, crafting connection that lasts. There's a quiet alchemy in making others feel truly valued, a skill that outshines even the most polished exterior. It's a truth I've borrowed from the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, a book I'd urge anyone to dive into, but I've seen it play out in my own life too. While appearances might catch the eye, it's the ability to turn the spotlight onto someone else that keeps it there. This isn't just theory, it's a lens through which to view every interaction, a practical tool to deepen your impact in the real world. Let's face it, most of us are wired to steer conversations toward ourselves. It's human nature. I'm no exception. You're at a gathering, swapping stories, and before you know it, the topic shifts to your own triumphs or struggles. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Sharing is how we relate, how we find common ground. Picture a friend unloading their frustrations, maybe a tough day at work or a personal hurdle, and your instinct kicks in to chime with, "Oh, I've been there too." It's a reflex, a bridge we build through shared experience. But here's where the line blurs into shadow, when that reflex drowns out the other person entirely. Imagine someone pouring their heart out, only for you to hijack the moment with your own saga, barely pausing to acknowledge their words. As Nelson Mandela once said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others." A self-absorbed streak doesn't just irritate, it erodes any pull you might have had. People don't crave a monologue, they yearn to be heard, to feel their story matters. Miss that and your charm collapses under the weight of indifference. The antidote? Shift the focus. Ask questions, listen deeply, let others shine, and watch how they gravitate toward you. It's not about dimming your own light, but amplifying theirs, creating a bond that lingers far longer than a fleeting glance ever could. Appearance might open the door, but this is what invites you to stay. If this hits home, tap that like button and comment "Echo," because you're about to master a magnetism that's more than skin deep. Section 5. A lesson in listening. A personal reflection. Let me take you back to a moment that flipped a switch in how I see attraction. I was getting to know someone, a woman who on the surface had all the makings of a captivating presence. Each time we spoke, I leaned in, hanging on her words, piecing together her thoughts and feelings without cutting in. But when my turn came to share, the script flipped. Every story I started looped back to her, a one-woman show where I was just the audience. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe she was nervous, maybe I misread the vibe. But by the third or fourth time, the pattern was undeniable. It hit me one day, mid-conversation. This was exhausting. She was stunning, no question, but that glow faded fast when I realized she saw the world as her stage and everyone else as extras. My interests, my experiences, they didn't register. She didn't even fake a flicker of curiosity. I lost all pull toward her, not just romantically, but even as a friend. It was a stark reminder of what Dale Carnegie drove home in How to Win Friends and Influence People. People are drawn to those who genuinely care about them. Her beauty became a footnote to her self-absorption, and I was done. This isn't just a dating anecdote. It's a universal truth that ripples through friendships, workplaces, everywhere. Take someone like Steve Jobs, who famously said, "It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do." His success wasn't just vision, it was his ability to value others' voices, at his best anyway. Contrast that with someone who drones on about themselves, deaf to the room, and it's clear. No amount of polish can save you if you're a conversational black hole. People don't hate talking to you because you're dull. They hate it because you make them feel invisible. So here's the shift. Lead with empathy. Ask thoughtful questions, offer a real compliment, let someone's joy light up the moment, and mean it. You don't need a spotlight-grabbing speech. Sometimes a nod, a smile, a tell me more does the heavy lifting. It's the bare minimum, yet it's magnetic. If this clicks, hit that like button and comment resonate, because you're about to become the person others can't get enough of, not by shouting, but by listening. Section 6. Shift your focus, from whining to winning. It's a trap too many fall into. No matter how many compliments come your way, you still feel like you're staring at a stranger in the mirror. Scroll through online forums and you'll see the chorus loud and clear. Beauty is a genetic lottery, a prize handed out at birth. There's truth in that. Some people do roll out of bed with features that turn heads without a lick of effort. But here's the flip side. Believing that's the whole story keeps you stuck, whining about what you didn't get instead of building what you can. Take the awkward kid from high school, the one everyone overlooked. Years later, they're unrecognizable, not because a fairy godmother waved a wand, but because they stopped sulking and started tweaking. A guy ditches the clunky frames for sleek glasses, or a girl trades a limp ponytail for a bold cut, and suddenly, they're the ones drawing stares. These aren't tales of genetic miracles. They're proof that small, deliberate shifts can rewrite the narrative. As Coco Chanel put it, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. And sometimes that means polishing the raw material you've got. The excuses stop here. Obsessing over a chiseled jaw or flawless symmetry is a dead-end street when you could be hitting the gym, refining your style, or mastering a confident stride. Sure, if you're grappling with a rare condition that shapes your appearance, the road's tougher, fair enough. But for most, the real barrier isn't DNA, it's inertia. Social media doesn't help, bombarding you with filtered faces and one-size-fits-all ideals until you forget what's already working for you. Step away from the screen, and the noise quiets down. You might just notice what's been there all along. Looks matter. Let's not kid ourselves. People skim past what doesn't catch their eye. But attraction isn't a single-note tune played on a perfect face. Maybe your nose isn't runway ready, but your laugh lights up a room. Maybe your cheekbones won't launch a modeling career, but your steady gaze pulls people in. Stop measuring yourself against TikTok's fragile icons, half-starved frames with sharp angles, and start owning your strengths. If this fires you up, drop a like and comment "Rise," because you're about to turn the dial from self-pity to self-mastery. Section 7. The fluid nature of beauty. Own your own standard. Here's the liberating kicker. Beauty isn't a monolith, no matter what anyone, myself included, tries to sell you. My version of stunning might leave you shrugging. while what you cringe at in the mirror could be someone else's definition of perfection. It's a kaleidoscope, not a checklist. What one person dismisses as flawed, another cherishes as unique. Yes, society sometimes rallies around a shared ideal, but even then, the quirks you curse might be the very traits that make you unforgettable to someone out there. So why waste energy wrestling with what's set in stone? Pour it into what you can shape, your vibe, your skills, your presence. If you've got the means and the urge to tweak something with a cosmetic touch-up, go for it. No judgment here. But anchoring your entire value to the surface is like building a house on sand. It'll shift and fade with time. As Audrey Hepburn once said, the beauty of a woman is not in a facial mode, but the true beauty in a woman is reflected in her soul. Swap woman for person, and the wisdom holds, looks are a fleeting guest, not the host of your worth. This isn't about quick fixes or gimmicks, no chew this or slather that hacks here. The mission is deeper, sculpting the best you, not some glossy imitation of a magazine spread. It's about shedding the obsession with what's skin deep and leaning into what endures. Your character, your drive, the way you lift others up. That's the kind of attractiveness that doesn't wrinkle or gray, the kind that keeps drawing people in long after the spotlight dims on youth. Let go of the universal yardstick. It doesn't exist. Your imperfect nose, your too wide grin, they're yours, and someone's going to love them precisely because they're not cookie cutter. Stop chasing a phantom standard and start refining what's in your hands. If this lands with you, hit that like button and comment own, because you're about to redefine what beautiful means on your terms. Section 8. The enduring pull of a vibrant soul. Let's land this truth. Beauty has its pull, no denying it, but a warm, dynamic personality. That's the gravitational force that doesn't just draw people in, it keeps them orbiting. It's not merely about turning heads, it's about holding the kind of presence that surrounds you with the right crowd, the ones who see beyond the fleeting and into the real. A chiseled jaw might snag a glance, but a generous spirit and sharp mind build a legacy of connection that outlasts any superficial spark. This isn't about slapping on a veneer to match some fleeting trend or chasing the approval of a fickle world. I'm not here to dish out shallow hacks to fit a mold, because you're already magnetic in ways that don't need a filter. As the great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Your words, your energy, the essence of who you are, that's the stuff that resonates, that sticks with people long after the room clears. Don't let the noise of worldly things drown out what's yours to wield. The race for perfection is a treadmill to nowhere. Instead, step into being your fullest self, right here, right now. If you're hungry to sharpen that inner edge, I've dropped a link to my Mindset ebook below. It's a toolkit for forging a resilience that radiates. Check the description or the pinned comment. It's there for you to grab and grow with. We're on this ride together, building something deeper than a passing glance. This is about unlocking the kind of attractiveness that doesn't fade, because it's rooted in you, not in the mirror. If this lights a fire, smash that like button and comment thrive, because you're not just watching, you're stepping up. Catch you in the next one.